Hello.
I figured I'd sit over here to make it feel more like our usual experiences.
What is that on your head?
Hmm? Well, if you're asking that, that does count as one of your questions.
I suppose it does.
Well, it is my horns.
Did you do your hair differently?
Nope. They, for some reason, decided to grow in substantially more today.
I see.
Yes. So that is why they're like this. I don't know why. Wish I did, but I don't.
Okay. How about I make a group?
Yeah, I'm down for that. All right. I assume the group is closed.
Yes. Well, I asked one, therefore it's your turn.
All right. Okay. Um, I was thinking. So, sea monsters obviously have a. Well, I feel like I've asked this before, so I'm not gonna. It was sort of an iteration of it. Um, sea monsters, despite having spent very little time on land, because your origin mostly spends its time in the water, um, I feel are very proficient at things like riding horses or fighting in general. And I guess I'm just curious, what is the difference that you would say is between your skills in the water versus skills on land?
I have been trained to survive on land. When it comes to the water, things are certainly different, yes. I believe riding horses can be somewhat similar to learning how to ride with a dolphin.
Hmm. So it's almost like taking those skills and applying them just in a different way.
Yes, however, you are actually in contact with the horse, rather, the dolphin rides the waves with you.
Right. I see. So it's partially a matter of training then. Good to know. I was just curious. I saw Duchess Aqua doing an exceptional job today around the racetrack.
Did she?
Yeah, I noticed that you weren't at equestrian studies.
I never had a liking towards horses.
I don't either, so I don't fault you.
Hmm,
In fact, I have probably the sassiest horse I have ever met now as my steed.
really?
Yeah, I gave him an opportunity to have a name that he thought would be nice, and instead he chose to be called Charcoal when he has hair that is bright as snow.
Seems counterintuitive.
That's what I think. That's what I said. And instead, that's what he's chosen.
Very well. Do horns usually grow like this?
Um, for different demons, the horns grow in different ways, depending on um, sometimes just a matter of genetics, but also is related to the souls that we take. I can't remember if I told you which soul I took for my first or
Hmm.
not.
I'm struggling to remember. I should be better at remembering things.
That's okay. That's the only, I think, tricky thing about our games sometimes is that we have to keep it all inside of our head since we don't write any of our answers down.
True.
But I can share it again, if I have shared before. The first animal I killed was a dire wolf,
Ah,
and so the horns that I have, at least to my knowledge, the pattern on them is a resemblant of the fur that she had. Sort of has like stripes.
a she. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. That's sort of why they look the way they do, at least to my knowledge.
Hmm. Your turn.
All right, my turn. Um, why do you believe that my brother went into your room?
I do not believe that your brother went into my room.
Oh, okay. It's not the answer I was expecting to hear, but I guess it's a better answer. I was talking with him earlier, and he said that you spoke with Headmaster Phelan about something happening, and then that you had implicated him.
His name was one that I had to give, considering that he was the only one that approached me with rumors about a certain book. When Phelan
That is fair.
asks for names and to steer an investigation, his was the only one that made sense at the time. And then I did more thinking.
Okay.
My next question is, did you enter my room and put the original copy of that book in my desk?
Easy answer. No. Why would you come to a conclusion like that?
It's a long shot in the dark. You are the only person who knew the contents of the book, where it was, how it was related to me, and that I would be gone.
I mean, perhaps, but I don't have. My brother said you found the original copy of the book in your room. I don't have the original copy.
No, but it was in the restricted section, and I know that you knew that it was in there. Hence why I'm asking you this question before going to anybody else.
Well, I'm glad you talked with me first, because no. I. What do you. What? Why? Why would I want to do something like that?
That was my next question, was going to be asking why.
I have no reason to. We've spent years cultivating this relationship that we have. What would be the what would it serve me to go into your room uninvited when I know you're not there? Like, I mean, you could say that I went there to ask you questions, but I knew you were gone. I'd have no reason to go.
That is what I hope to hear. So that means someone else did it.
I'm sorry someone went into your room. That's, you know, in another world, I probably would feel similarly, but um, that's really violating. I can't imagine how scared you might have felt when you came back home to see that.
On the bright side, at least I only stick to your balcony.
That's true, though. It's only been however many times now.
I've lost count.
Still less than two hands, but the years go by and I, I'm trying not to be offended that you would think I'd do something like that.
I did not mean to offend you. I simply
Where,
mean to figure out what exactly happened.
right? I mean, I know others have probably been the restricted section if Cassian has been, but it is odd that they would have found the original copy. That means someone went in there
Someone went in there, yes.
sometime between the time when my brother had read it,
Hmm.
because I have no reason to think that he would do this.
Do you want to know something interesting?
Sure.
The doors of the restricted section are meant to point towards each other. Right now, at least I assume right now, the last time I checked on it, the doors are pointed to the right.
Oh, like they're meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Someone broke the door and put it back in the wrong position.
Okay. I mean, it's highly possible that very easily could have been my brother.
Impossible.
Knowing him, you, you impossible how?
Well, it could be possible, but the first time, at least the time that I'm aware of your brother being in the restricted section, was before I noticed this detail.
I see. I assume these are all things that he told you about with his alibi. Or have you been watching him too?
You think I have the time to watch him?
I don't know. I wouldn't think so, but I don't necessarily know exactly what your role entails. If it, especially here in a setting like this, are you? And again, I can't. I won't ask because I don't want to know because I know that knowing will jeopardize
I have an
this as
answer
well as
for
just.
you.
Is it an answer you can freely give?
Yes,
Okay,
I'm here to serve and support my duchesses.
that's fair. And I assume then if you're saying you didn't look for him, that it's not something they would have requested because you'd have no reason to lie. But I mean, if it's a secret, you just wouldn't tell me. You wouldn't imply anything.
No,
I see.
Cassian, for the record, I respect, and I respect you as well. In fact, with the entire thing going on with the demons and the sea monsters getting points reducted even though things happened to their courts, I honestly believed that we could perhaps make light out of it. Maybe work together more.
I mean, I'd be down for that. I spoke with Duchess Aqua one of the days. I went to go check
She
the
mentioned,
dorm.
which is why I was originally suspicious.
Oh, well, that's sad. All I did was I went to the pathway. I wanted to see if there was fish on it because I was worried that if there was, that someone else is threatening you all again after the extreme horror we had the other day of losing points. I went there, saw there was nothing, walked back up the path, and then saw Duchess Aqua, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna have to go and walk up to her. It running away would imply that I did something wrong, and I didn't. I never entered any dorm, so therefore it's not against the rules.
And I suppose I would be a hypocrite if I were to say that being on someone else's path is a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm not someone who, if anything was reminded today, I'm not someone who cares about peer pressure and abiding by what people think is smart. Rules are there to ensure people's safety, but if rules prevent you from being able to achieve what is needed to be achieved, then they should be able to be negotiated. An expectation goes hand in hand with that.
Hmm. I can't remember if it's your turn or my turn.
To be honest, it's sort of been a mishmash. I wasn't keeping track. Um, it's not really a question of a question, but
Ask it anyway.
it it's related. Um, is this train of thought something that you would like help investigating, or is this something that you would prefer to handle alone?
I'm used to handling it alone, but if you have necessary information for me, then that would be quite helpful.
It would require, I mean, I would just need to know exactly. So, the reasoning why you thought it was me or my brother
Would you
is
like me to
because,
explain exactly why?
I mean, if you have the ability to do so, I'll take it.
The day that I visited you, you missed Royal Code.
Yes.
You claimed that you, well, claimed is the wrong word. You did look tired. You were tired. You had skipped that class because you woke up late and decided to skip out for fear of interrupting. Am I correct?
That is correct.
Do you remember what you were doing the night before?
The night before Royal Code?
Yes,
So that would have been, was it a Thursday when Royal Code was? So that means it would have been Wednesday.
I believe so.
I I don't keep track of my schedule all the time. I'm trying to think in my head. Um oh, yes. It was cuz no, Thursday means mob studies was Wednesday, and this was the class that I did attend cuz that would have been the first class of mob studies. Yes, I believe.
I
So
remember attending a
then
mom studies, yes.
yes, so first day would have been mob studies. That's when I took
When your
notes.
brother was quite talkative. Moving on.
Yes. No, but then so yes, and he talks far too often. But yes, no, because we went because I oh goodness, because yes, I went and talked outside with Dante and all of them, and then I realized that people were being hoity-toity about some things. Um, and then what was it? Oh, that was when we had a question studies afterward, right? I believe was the case. And then yes, and I went to go on a horse hunt with all the other demons. And then once the horse hunt was done, then I went back home. And I was really sad because Cassian had lost his skeleton horse in the stable. So then I left him a dog that I found on the expedition to try and ease his spirits. And then
It
I went to
had a
bed.
name.
The horse?
Yes, it did have a name.
Casper.
Casper, yes, thank you.
Yes. No, but that's exactly what I did. That was Wednesday.
So you missed that class. And then, if I'm not mistaken, there was a class on the 18th that you missed as well.
The 18th was which day?
4 days ago.
Let's see, this 22nd, so it'd be 4 days ago. That's this Saturday, Friday, Thursday, Tuesday. Yes, knighthood. I couldn't attend because
Why?
I was not. If you want to know the real reason, it's because I was upset
Why were you upset?
because the headmaster had just told us that we were all losing points because people came forward with information, and also that every court was being punished for breaking rules in a non-specific way, and very particularly, and this is information that I ask you to not share with other origins because I believe Professor Saren kept this information purposefully hidden.
Very well.
But the demon dorms were the ones that had the nether portal in it.
I am aware the demon door, it was in the kitchen, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
That
Who
leads me
told
to
you?
my next point. Didn't the portal not show up in the kitchen after Leonidas was done cooking and spending the entire night in the kitchen?
That's what he claims, yes.
I suppose claims would be the right word for it.
Yeah, I think the rest of us were asleep. So I'm trusting his judgment because he's the only one who was awake at the time.
The reasoning that I came up with was the fact that because you had originally missed Royal Code because you were tired, and then you had missed the class after the portal showed up, I had thought that you had gone through the nether the entire night and collected potion ingredients enough to stalk me and figure out what dorm room I was.
Wow. I
Shot in the dark, I know.
I am very flattered that you think that I would come up with such a scheme.
You are a smart man, Canderous.
I might be, but to deliberately go to the Nether to get materials to make an invisibility potion, which I have no idea how to make, and also then to
Golden
use it
carrots and fermented
to
spider.
go to your dorm room, which and I know where your the dorm house is. I don't know where you are in it. I don't know which room is there. I've never been inside before.
But I did tell
All I
you
know
that
is
I
that you
roomed with
have
Silas.
Silas as a roommate, but I don't know
Exactly.
where Silas is. How would I know where your room is?
And that is where I was stumped. Which is why I thought the invisibility potions came in and someone stalked me into my dorm room and figured out which side of the room I sleep on.
I see. Well, that is it's an interesting theory,
You have to admit,
and
it was a sound theory.
I can see some pieces of it. I guess for me, and maybe this is perhaps where I lead more with my heart than I do with my mind at times. I would not do that to you.
I had hoped not. The one thing that I could not figure out, no matter how hard I tried, was why. Isn't that the whole
As much,
point of investigation? Means, motive. Motive? I could not think
yeah,
of a motive.
right.
You know sea monsters well enough not to leave dead fish in their desk.
No. Also, just be rude.
Very.
And not that I'm someone who always cares about convention, but I especially care about other origins and want to get to know them and understand them. And perhaps, yes, there are times when I realize that I learned things and I can apply that information how I wish. I'd have no reason to weaponize that information against you. For to what end? I mean, in that same way, I guess the logic could be applied. Who would be malicious enough or have malicious enough intent that they would want to specifically target you of all the sea monsters? Like, what will be the purpose in that?
Unless that they know something they shouldn't. Other than that, I do not know.
Right. I mean, all we know is that whoever had this had the book. And I mean, I don't know. I to be honest, I my brother told me about the book. I have not read it myself, so I have no idea what it contained.
And you answered another one of my questions. Your brother told me that he misplaced a book. I did not believe him one bit because it is stupid to misplace a book that is from the restricted section.
Right. But I imagine so hmm,
I assume he gave it to you, from what you just told me.
I do have a copy of the book, yes,
Hmm.
but I've not touched it.
I am not stopping you from reading it. But I will say, it was written 300 years ago.
That
Things
is
have
fair.
changed.
I trust your word on that. I have no reason to doubt you. Do you think whoever threatened you believes that to be untrue?
I don't know what they believe, but I am inclined to find out.
Well, I'm happy to help you investigate as much as I can. Test theories, figure things out. I also know, and I know you already talked about it, but I'm going to say it in my own words anyway because I want to be able to have control over that at least. But I do genuinely think it'd be good for both our courts, our heirs, to discuss things together and see if we can figure out who potentially would have been doing this to either of us. Because we also have reason to believe that whoever placed the nether portal inside of our kitchens may have been using it to deliberately draw attention. Because
I believe it was
It's
an
very
exit portal,
possible. Yes,
but
it's
it
very
was left.
possible that someone, because reasonably, and this is I know tooting my own horn, but
But I do not even know how to start with apologizing
I
to
have very little reason to believe that any demon who wished to go to the Nether would be dumb enough to leave the portal behind if they wished to go there.
you. No, what is the point of leaving the portal behind, especially in such a public place such as the kitchens?
Yes. So my thinking is that someone knew that Professor Saren was going to go into the Nether to look for potion ingredients,
Or
and so they
Professor Charybdin did the same.
that they went to the Nether.
Professor
I
Charybdis
see.
did indeed go to the Nether, however, it was for a very short time.
Gotcha. So it's well, okay. So do you know when Professor Cribden went to go to the Nether?
Yes, 2 days ago. Or yesterday.
Okay. So that would have been
Oh, what day
after
was it?
the Nether portal incident,
Yes,
if that's the
after.
case. So in my case, I believe someone knew that Professor Saren was going to go to the Nether. And so because they knew she was going to do so, they deliberately left a portal in a place where she would find material so that she would go and find it. Because that's the only reason why the assembly was held in the first place. And so I think someone set this all up deliberately to try and put us under the bus and very clearly made sure a professor saw something in a place where it would have been condemning,
Who even
especially with all
discovered
these new
this?
policies. Who discovered what?
The portal.
All I know is that it was said that Professor Saren was the one who found the portal
Why was Professor Oh, wait.
to go to
Right.
the Nether to find
Leonidas.
materials.
Leonidas explained this to me. Professor Saren found the portal in the Nether, went through it, and came through on the demon side. Correct?
I mean, maybe Leonidas seems to know more than I do about that in particular.
Hmm.
I also know that Professor Saren definitely went to the Nether because Leonidas specifically was asking for materials to do with poppets.
Certain poppets require materials from the Nether, yes. There are also certain
Correct.
sigils that require stuff from the Nether.
Yes.
He and I are both very interested in protecting ourselves and those we care about from further harm.
Right.
That is why I asked Professor Charybdin to go as well.
I'm just trying to figure out who. I mean, because I don't think it was a secret thing necessarily that she was going, but I also don't know what people she talked to about the fact that she was going to the Nether. Because those people might be the people that could be linked to whoever did at least what we think. Do we think that the person who's laying the fish is the same as the person who did the stuff in the demon dorm?
The person who blamed the fish, nice wording. I do not know.
I meant the fish is in the fish on the path. Place the fish. I'm not referring to you. I sincerely apologize if it came across that way.
You are fine, I felt no insult. I do not know Professor Saren too much.
I don't know her terribly well either.
The thing is, I do not want this to become a massive court issue. Hence why I decided to come and talk to you directly. Because I do not need Headmaster Phelan breathing down my neck again.
He's an interesting sort. He goes from, on the one hand, today, he was complimenting me for having a magnificent nay and even being a good example to the rest of the class.
Magnificent nay.
Mm-hmm.
And then what did he do?
And then he proceeded in front of the entire class to say, oh, because he was talking about going to visit horses, and I haven't probably visited mine in like a week, and I was talking about before class. And he called me out in the middle of everyone, saying that he's like, oh, you should take care of your horses. Unlike someone who I know hasn't done it here, Canderous. And
What a way to support a student.
I know, he confuses me because on the one hand he told me before magical studies that he thinks he likes me or likes the way that I approach things, and then proceeds to do that. How does that make sense?
If you ask me, he seems quite two-faced. There's something not right about that man.
No, beyond just the usual, but
No, there's. I can't put my finger on it, but it's not important at the moment.
I don't know. It's just frustrating. Cassian's checking on me. It's going well.
Ah, he knew that we were talking.
I mean, wasn't hard to tell when I was.
No, no, no,
Well,
I suppose not.
I told because originally, if it helps, to be fair, I thought this was just going to be another one of our regular sessions of asking questions back and forth, and so I was like, oh, I'm going to be speaking about some things with Artoria.
Technically, we are speaking about some things.
Yeah. Well, do we wish to talk more about this right now, or do we want to perhaps ask a different kind of question?
I will leave that up to you.
I guess it's more the problem is I don't really have other information to contribute to the former discussion at this point. I
I
feel like a
have
lot of
learned
it's
all that I need
theorizing.
to, at least for the moment.
Then I guess if you could wear any type of jewelry, would you prefer it to be adorned on your face or on your body?
What is the point in jewelry other than the practical purpose?
Fair enough.
I mean,
So I'll note that as a
sure,
no
I
preference
wear.
then.
Hmm?
Is it a no preference then, or
I wear rings and a necklace, but they provide effects that I seek. I do not understand the point of other jewelry.
that's fair? If anything, it actually does tell me quite a lot about you.
Really?
Not in a bad way. I think it's just again the reminder that all that glitters is gold. And so when you're looking at all that, then sometimes it's preferable to just employ what's needed as compared to what might do else.
I will take that as a compliment.
It is.
Thank you. Well, I will ask you the same question and hopefully expand my understanding.
Okay. Well, if I had to wear jewelry somewhere, I much prefer rings. They're
Really?
easy to keep on the hand.
Hmm?
They can be taken off on a whim. Necklaces are fine. They can feel burdensome and itchy. Rings, they're there. They can add either a bit more punch to your fists in combat, or they can remind you of future or past promises. I suppose that could be done with any sort of jewelry, but at least traditionally speaking, that's what rings are meant for.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I always found it hard to wield weapons with rings on my hands.
Can be tricky, but kind of get used to it.
I've
It
had to
also
get
helps
used
if
to
you're
it.
using. Yeah, but you can also choose different kinds of rings as well as people who work a lot with infrastructure. Um, we're not like we're not very gaudy, but you probably already have noticed Cassian's earrings he keeps on his horns. Um, they're meant to be fashion, obviously, but there's also
Are they really earrings if they're not attached to his ears?
I guess not, no. They're more just like adornment. We guess we just call them earrings because they're in relation to that.
Horn rings?
I don't know. I feel like because people will have like nose, I guess they're piercings. Maybe that's the right word for it.
Horn bands? Horn bangles? Hmm.
Hmm. That's actually something I haven't thought about. That may be something I have to ask my brother a question about or my people a question about and then get back to you with further information.
I am tempted to missive him.
If you do, he will give that information freely.
Yes, I have learned that with him.
He's a strange one.
Very.
Not in a bad way. He doesn't like to hide things behind closed doors, yet he does all the time. He is an infinite paradox when it comes to secrets.
At least he seems somewhat honorable, from what I have seen so far.
I'm glad that he puts that front up well.
A front.
I think we all are people who strive for different things. And honor can be different for different people. Our honor comes from our unity.
I
But,
notice more. What were you saying?
I was just going to say, but his honor comes less from a sense of morality than perhaps what other people might assume honor would be.
Perhaps. Though I noticed when the duels were going on, he had respect for his dueling partner. When I met with
He
him
does.
yesterday, he warned me to stay away from a mutant zombie and took care of it. He seems to care. And that, at least, is respectable.
He does. Though sometimes I do wonder if it comes out of a place of care or if he mainly does it because he cares about achievement.
Perhaps he did not fight the mutant zombie alone.
Good.
I'm not one to run away from a fight.
I assume not.
Your turn.
All right. Um, this may be my last question. To be fair, I am feeling the woes of sleep approaching soon, but
Yes, you did mention retiring soon.
I did. Um, try to think of a good one. When the stars are out at night, do you have a favorite constellation? Don't have to know the name. It can just be a shape.
Hmm. There's one that appears once a year. On the day I was born, actually.
Hmm.
It's in the shape of a nautilus shell.
Sounds very pretty.
I never got to celebrate my birthday. So every year when it rolled around, I would break the surface for the
Oh,
night and. Oh, how lovely. Hmm. I suppose it was a nice reminder.
hmm. Well, do you have a question for me as the final question of the night?
If
I
you
can't remember who
could.
started between the two of us, but I'm happy to make sure that it's you.
If you could explore the ocean, what would be the first thing you would go to?
Ooh. Um, you know, I have heard that there are such things as underwater volcanoes, like deep, rich lava pits that the heat of them causes the water to froth and bubble, um, and then sort of push out. Sometimes you find smaller manifestations, I think, in what are called um, they're like near, like, like columns of bubbles that appear, and you can sometimes see the broken, cracked ground. I've never made too much contact with it myself because the water is obviously so temperamental when it comes to demons.
Hmm.
Um, but that'd be something I'd want to see. I would love to go and see what they look like and how they function. Like the geography of that just seems really cool to me.
In the deep ocean, yes, there are patches of magma that emit bubbles. They drag you down deeper.
Hmm.
There are other tube like geysers that spit steam out.
Hmm. Are they related or unrelated? No, that's an
Being
extra question,
honest,
but
I have not studied them.
hmm. Maybe I'll have to find a book about that sometime.
Perhaps.
I don't think I really thought about it too much until you've asked the question, so haven't had a reason. Hmm. Well, um, I guess with that said, then our time for questions has adjourned.
Indeed.
I would like to be able to talk with my brother about the investigation that you are making. Is that something that
He knows
I
what's
should
going on.
Did he know that you were going to talk to me about this?
No.
Okay,
My theory developed after speaking to him and after he had retired.
I see. Well, if I find anything, then I'll let you know. Otherwise, I think the best thing I can do is at least try to find a time, maybe when. Well, I haven't seen Morella around lately. Is she all right?
The tide has been unfortunate with her.
I see.
I believe she also has some infection from water in her ears and spending too much time
Oh.
on land. It's a whole thing.
Okay. Well, if she happens to have time at any point, I would very much like to set up that opportunity. You know, I can maybe get Cassian to come with me. Um, I don't know whom else you would trust to want to talk about just general relations, and maybe that's a question more to ask the duchesses.
I trust duchesses and their intentions.
I see. Well, then, if the time comes, then I think that'll be just a good conversation to have, and I'll run my brother about it, and we can find a way to make it happen.
Very well.
All right. Well, then I'm going to head back to the dorms, even though it is now, of course, raining, which means it is a
Thunder.
boon for you and a punishment for me. Unless, of course, the rain can wash my horns down. That'd be quite nice.
Is that possible?
I doubt it. They were struggling with even a flint earlier. They are incredibly tough today.
Sorry.
It's okay. I wish I felt that way about water.
No, you feel
Unfortunately,
that
it
way about
stings.
honey.
Yes, I do. But it's different.
Really?
Honey has more than just water in it.
More than just water in it?
Yeah. It's like a thick
Hello,
substance.
Artoria.
Leave the
How are
group.
you doing today?
I'm well, how are you?
I'm doing alright.
So the owl is
How's the
yours.
weather? Yes, this is Huda.
Huda.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, lovely name.
Thank you. How are you today?
It's not been a horribly bad day. I quite enjoyed. Well, I don't know if I could say I quite enjoy equestrian studies. I think I have the sassiest horse alive, but I got to spend some good time with my Devan brethren, and that was very welcome.
Yes, I noticed a lot of them are quite skilled riders.
Yeah, we we have a lot of mines around where we are, so getting from place to place, I'm sure, is good. I'm not the most skilled rider, but I've received training, so.
Perhaps, now that I have you here, could you give me opinions on a dish I cooked?
I suppose, sure. I'm not exactly hungry, so you'll have to give me a moment.
That is alright.
Oh.
Do be careful.
It's a purpose. If I suffer some damage, I can get my hunger up so I can actually eat the food you have. Let's break through. Is that sufficient? There we go. Okay.
Which food
Unconventional, but
rabbit, chicken, lamb? Is there a particular meat you favor?
I am a big fan of chicken, so if you have some, I will gladly have some.
Let's see, yes, I have one more thing of roasted chicken. This was my first time attempting meat dishes. I've already had a couple of opinions, mainly on seasoning and preparation, but so far they haven't been all that bad.
Okay.
I'd like as many objective opinions as possible.
I see. And I'll be happy to give you mine. Let's see, okay. I mean, it's a little bit. It's tender. It has enough of that kind of like gumminess to it, which is not a bad thing when it comes to poultry, in my opinion. Like it's meat, so of course it's going to be a bit gamey. But I mean I like the color on it. I think in terms of the presentation, I think that is suitable. And the seasoning, is dense, but not bad.
Alright.
I think it was for your first time. Did you follow a recipe or did you do it by knowledge?
I did it mainly a mix of knowledge and recipe.
Okay. Well, I think, with a bit more organization about it, I think it'll be an excellent dish.
I see. So, less in the seasoning and cook it a bit more, but not too much and not too little.
Yeah,
Alright.
sometimes it's a bit finicky, I think, with cooking. At least from what I know. I'm not an expert.
It depends on the dish, yes. I mostly know how to make vegetarian dishes and sweets, so meat is a hollow there. It
That's
is
very fair.
new.
Well, as someone who employs meat in every inch of the food that he eats, I can certainly say that this is very nice, and I know there are many others who I'm sure enjoyed it as well. So thank you for offering for me to try it and taste it.
Of course, thank you for trying it.
Of course.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I know we've not been able to talk much, but for a formal introduction, I am Canderous, Cambion
I
of the
believe we
Demons.
met during the game night. It was.
Yes, I believe we spoke during the party, but just to more formally say.
Right. Forgive me. Lady Leviathan narrates.
No, I know that you, from what I've heard of you, you are a exceptionally brave and stalwart person. So
Oh,
I'm
well,
very
thank you.
honored that you are here at the school and that we get to learn alongside you.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I should get Hooters back home. I simply came out to take him for a walk.
Very fair. And that started raining, I assume. Does he like the rain?
I don't believe he minds it.
Well, that's good.
If he did, I believe he'd be wanting to tug me back home by now.
That's fair. I'll probably be heading back myself, but it was good to see you again.
Oh, and I plan to be at the stables every day. If anybody needs some practice with horseback riding, it is an area I'm skilled at.
Well, thank you. I will be sure to keep that in mind. I've been apparently told by the headmaster, by talking to the whole class, that I should be spending more time with my horse. So I may see you there.
Of course. You both have a good day.
Thank you.
Come on, get up.
Well then, I suppose we will talk more soon.
Indeed.
Thank you for being willing to talk with me before resorting to other options.
I didn't wish to sow any discourse.
Nor do I. We'll find a time for our heirs to meet.
Indeed. Thank you for indulging me, and I suppose not being rash about it.
Being rash is an easy way to get oneself in trouble. And that's not something I'm interested in doing. I also know that if I want to be able to make sure that our kingdom has someone as a backup in case something happens, I need to make sure that I am safe.
True.
So,
Yes, I suppose that is your job.
yeah, I know. And being here at school will hopefully tell me just exactly what other purpose my life might have, other than just being a backup for my brother, even though it's a confusing process. I'm not sure if I've explained it to you, but maybe next time I can tell you a bit more about how our court chooses its heirs. Or you can just ask my brother and skip the middleman entirely.
Why would I do that?
I don't know. Our relationship is founded off of an exchange of information. And I know sometimes when information is given freely, it sort of dilutes the value of that information. So I would understand if you didn't want to talk with me when you could easily get the information you're seeking elsewhere.
Perhaps you might consider the fact that maybe I enjoy giving certain information.
Noted. will do this again soon. I am very glad to see that you, in spite of circumstances, you are looking healthy today.
I'll see you next week.
I'll see you next week.
Not for long. Leave escalating thing. Book and quill, book and quill, book and quill. Book and quill. Do I have one? I do. Escalating things may also be rash. You seemed almost offended. Though explaining my reasoning seemed to calm him down. Enough, at least. I don't know what he will tell his brother. But the important thing is to make sure that the both of them don't do anything stupid. I believe that a meeting between the heirs would be fruitful, though.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay,
Here's
so
this.
Thank you. Well, we moved all of the villagers down here.
Oh,
Just
goodness.
finished. Mm. Yes, we are not making them live in squalor. Get away from... Okay, I will do that later by myself. What the hell did you do to him?
I didn't do anything.
Oh, it's because you entered from the water. He probably saw that. He probably saw you enter. Give him a minute. He will not be angry at you. I can do that later. There are no villagers up here right now except for the ones that are in the inn. So, what happened?
I missed him to come and have another one of our conversations, as per usual.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe I was right in not having anybody else attend, because when he... Well, oh, ew.
Mm-hmm.
He seemed a little offended that I started questioning him, even though I asked him to come so I could ask him questions. I do not understand him sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's my cat.
He seemed almost offended that I would believe it was him.
Yes,
Go
ahead.
Once I explained my reasoning, he seemed inclined to grudgingly agree that it is good reasoning.
Yes, it's not that we... Does he think we are idiots? I am not sure.
Idiots, no. Levy would like this, right?
Yes, it's an onion. So was there a specific conclusion that you came to at all with him? Or is... Because obviously he would be very... Yes, I understand. He's a noble. He's an heir. Is he not, right?
He is an heir. Yes, he is Cassian's brother.
Yes, so then, yes, he's going to be offended that we're accusing him of something that an heir should not be doing.
I think it was less of accusing someone of his station and more so that a close confidant of his was accusing him for doing something even though we have known each other for years. I think that was where the offense came from.
Mm-hmm.
Which is understandable.
Yes, it's understandable, but it's also not like we didn't have a reason. Well, you didn't have a reason to not suspect him of anything.
I absolutely did.
Yes, you did, which is the reason why it was asked. So, you're going to continue on as normal for now?
I think that a meeting between the demon heirs and the sea monster heirs would be beneficial.
Yes, there is a trout behind you. Hello. We are not underwater, so they do not see us as one of their own. Yes. I think that is good. I can reach out to Cassian.
Candace is already going to.
Okay. Well, hopefully... I don't know, who are they going to reach out to? Morel?
Yes. They were likely going to Mrs. Morel about it, and then I also brought in the idea, hey, all of the duchesses should be there.
Yeah. we should.
Indeed. I am hoping that it is a all demon heir, all sea monster heir, and whoever else they wish to invite meeting, so that we
If
can
it
really air out what is going on.
Yes, if it isn't, then I will be inviting myself, because
I will be inviting you.
we are not going to be doing this. If we're having a conversation between the heirs, we're going to have a conversation between all of the heirs. No one should be excluded, because we all have a part to play within this court.
Candaris also seemed inclined to be... Well, he cooled off when I told him that I would much rather deal with this personally than make it a big court-wide matter.
Right.
Because it is better for all of us that it is under wraps and dealt with quietly.
Mm-hmm. Did he have any objections to that, or no?
No, he was quite pleased with that.
Good. Also, I am tired right now, and I am very much over the situation. So I am not in a hyper mood right now.
I can
I am
tell.
just... Yes. Okay. So we will wait to see what happens and when they reach out. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if they're going to be able to get into touch with Morel. If they want to set up something through me, since I am second in line, they can do that as well, and I can bring it to Morel.
Indeed.
That is an option that they do have, whether or not they don't view me as somebody to set up a meeting with. But yeah. We don't already have a meeting on Monday, so, with the headmaster. So if we want to make it a Monday a meeting day, we definitely can.
I will be at court, but...
Okay. So then...
Keep me updated then.
No, you should be there for this.
I meant about the headmaster meeting.
Oh, yes. I will keep you updated on that. I am not sure what it is about, as the headmaster did not make me aware, but it's fine. I'll keep you updated on what happens. Other than that, we would just have to figure out a time with their court, I guess.
True.
Is there anything else that is noteworthy that happened within the conversation, or no?
We traded questions.
Mm-hmm.
I explained, and he seemed to be accepting of the explanation and willing to help. I do not know for certain if the willingness to help comes from a good heart or a desire to be puppeteering the situation.
I don't want to think that it's puppeteering a situation.
Neither do I.
But I am more inclined to believe that then he just genuinely wants to help. So I do not know him very well. We've traded like very few conversations at banquets. I am not sure what his intentions are. I do not know him well, but I am more inclined to believe the latter than him genuinely wanting to be of help. Mostly because I do not know him that well.
I suppose the one thing in his favor is the fact that he revealed that he has a copy of the book and he did not read it.
But he has a copy.
Yes, he does, and it was given to him by Cassian.
Why are they...
They're brothers. What do you expect?
No, I understand that, but why is it any of their business? Why is it any of their business if it's having to do with your family? I don't understand.
Precisely the reasoning that I brought up.
Okay, then I will bring it up again to them whenever we have this meeting, as it has nothing to do with them. It is not their business to be poking around into.
That is what I told Cassian.
Good.
And he seemed to understand that and wished to pry no further.
Good. Can't with some of these people just sticking their nose where it doesn't belong.
To be fair, he refrained from asking very prying questions.
Mm-hmm. That is good.
I suppose the only thing we can do now is sit and wait.
Mm-hmm. Sit and wait for them to set up a time with somebody, whether that be Mirel or myself. Then we'll just move on and see what we can do. Is there anything else
Just
that you
my
wanted to?
utter loss of knowing who did it.
I know. I mean, we could still be correct. It could still be him, but he could just be lying, or it could be a demon. Or maybe we are completely off the track, and it is a vampire.
Perhaps.
I'm
I
more
don't know.
inclined. I'm more inclined to believe the vampire because of all the dead fish and the tentacles. If I'm going to be honest,
What did we do to piss off the vampires?
I don't know. They accused me of putting garlic in their blood supply, and ever since then, it's just been. I don't understand. I didn't even go near their dorm. I literally asked to cut through their dorm court outside. I've done everything I can to maintain good relations, and maybe not with the fellow folk, but with the demons and the vampires especially. I haven't stepped on any toes there.
Hmm.
I don't understand. Some of these people think that they are the serpents. They think they are the serpent's grace. They were put on this earth or planet,
They are
whatever you want to
filled with
call
pride.
it. They're filled with pride and they are very annoying, and I understand that we are all nobles. I understand that we are all heirs. I understand that. I just to people not understand that we are people, creatures, monsters at the end of the day. We all want the same thing for our own courts to, you know, to thrive and be happy, and for our people to be taken care of, and that is all we all want. I don't see why we all have to be at each other's throats 24/7.
I don't know.
Anyway, I am just going to continue to ramble. I'm going to continue to do what I was doing with the villagers and making sure that they are fine and making sure that their trades are squared away.
Very well.
Is there anything else that you need of me?
Not that I can think of. Is there anything
Okay.
you need of me?
Not right now. I just want to focus on getting this sorted because all of their trades got messed up and I'm very annoyed about it.
Oh, lovely.
Yes, I'm figuring it out now though.
Hmm.
But other than that, I am okay here. I may go back to the I may go back there at some point, but not right now.
All right.
Mhm.
Before I return to court, is there anything you wish for me to tell your father?
um send clothes, I guess, or maybe just I don't know. I don't know if that book has already reached him yet. The headmaster said he was sending a letter to her father. I am not sure if it has reached him. I don't know what it contains.
Likely nothing good.
No, probably nothing good.
I will endeavor to try and find out.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That way I know how to best handle him. But yeah. I'm going to go back now.
Very well.
Bye.
Bye. Like I said, When she puts her game face on, it's on. That's fine, it means I taught her well. I wonder why his horns are growing. Oh no. No, no, no. Bad. Your foaminess, I'm afraid I may have to kill this thing.
Huh?
I may have to kill this thing.
Oh, is it unhappy still?
Very.
Oh. Okay, hold
I
on.
would very much like to trade my paper.
Yeah, kill it. It's fine.
Are you sure?
Yes, 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 kill it. I will. Jan, come over here. You annoy.
Ooh. Apologies. Did not know it would hit that far. Are you alright?
What is demoralized? Didn't hurt me, but damn.
It's an effect that helps with fighting.
Oh. They're all in here.
Oh.
So, here, this is what I have down so far if you want to read this book.
Oh, you saint.
Yes, I am trying very hard. Some of them do, if they're not in the book, then their trains are not done yet. So I don't touch them, but
I am forever in your service.
thank you.
Okay, paper, paper, paper. You take sticks. I need to harvest some of those.
Over here.
Hmm?
They
Oh,
all take paper.
They all take paper. Of course they do.
They all take paper, yes.
Sticks. That's a tragedy. I did not wish to kill them. But alas, do what needs to be done. and distract myself with him. I have duties to uphold. And I'll be reprimanded if I display any sort of weakness. I just hope that his gentle warmth returns soon.